So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great supporter of education. Please welcome our beloved Mayor, Celso Lobregat.
Each and every one of you, as we play in Sabatano, buenas noches, con ustedes todos, buenas noches. Tonight, I was really wondering where the nurses and patients are, because there were so many doctors mentioned. That's why I was thinking where the nurses, the midwives, and the patients are, and I only realized I was sitting among either the nurses, the patients, none of the people here are doctors. But all of the people in the middle are doctors. The city being the third largest city in the Philippines in terms of land area, and the sixth largest city in terms of population, is the education center for not only Region 9, but the entire Western Mindanao. We are home to 3 universities, the Western Mindanao State University, Ateneo de Zamboanga University, and also Universidad de Zamboanga. We have many colleges. We have 64 secondary schools, 34 of which are public and 30 are private. We have 206 elementary schools, 171 of which are public and 75 are private. The student population for elementary is 128,000, for high school it is 54,000, and for the tertiary it is 30,000. Our administration, I am the mayor of my third term, places very high priority to education, especially to the school building program, as this is really a part of our social contract with the people of Zamboanga, as embodied in our 17-point agenda and one of our top priorities in the city development strategy. From 2007 to the present, the city's investment in education has already reached over 700 million pesos. And this includes the construction of school buildings, not only school buildings, multi-purpose covered courts, not only multi-purpose covered courts, we also are doing our fences, our stages, our drainage system within the school premises, and we also grant allowances to teachers and provide desks and armchairs to many of our public schools. Last year, we started going much bigger and going much higher, especially since the schools in the center of the city no longer have spacious land. So we started going bigger and started going higher. We have, I think you're going to the Zamboanga City West High School, where we built a 3-story, 15-classroom building. You will not be going to Talon Elementary School, but we have a 3-story, 21-classroom building. You will be going to Zamboanga City High School Lane, wherein we have an ongoing 3-story, 27-classroom building that is Zamboanga City High School Lane, and the one earlier was the 3-story, 23-classroom building at Tubulan Elementary School. For this year alone, we already have inaugurated or unveiled numerous related education projects, and include the newly rehabilitated 2-story 6-classroom building at Rio Hondo Elementary School, the renovated 2-story 6-classroom building at Tagasilay National High School, and two-story, 10 classroom buildings. This is Maria Llobregat National High School. Where here we have two new 3-story, 9 classroom buildings. Actually, just yesterday, we turned over also the site development at our division office. Actually, this is the division office. The building was funded by the PIDA of Congresswoman Benquilaco, and we did the fence and also the site development. Also yesterday, just a stone's throw away from the division office, we walked to the regional office of the chair, where we also did the site development and the parking shed for the Commission on Higher Education. And we are also not only helping the public schools, the chair, the division office, we are also helping our state colleges. We have an ongoing construction of an apartment type of dormitory in the Zamboanga State College of Marine Science and Technology. We also have projects at the Zamboanga City State Polytechnic College. We will be developing their own dilapidated gym, and we hope this gymnasium, after it is rebuilt, will look like this. This is why our administration, because of sound fiscal management, is taking the cudgels to ensure quality education for our youth. Here in Zamboanga City, we have stopped hoping and stopped asking projects from them, because we know that although DepEd gets the highest budget when it comes to the departments, perhaps almost 90% of the budget of the chair of the DepEd goes to the payment of your salaries and the salaries of the teachers and the allowances. So we said, if we wait for DepEd to address the classroom shortage, to address the armchair and school desk shortage, we might have to wait forever. So we are doing it ourselves. And Education Secretary Brother Arlen Luistro has highly praised our education-related projects after his first visit to Zamboanga City on August last year. In a statement published in the official gazette of the DepEd, Secretary Luistro said, and I quote, "I have only but good praises for the leadership of Mayor Llobregat and the entire Zamboanga City community for putting education on top of their board." And now, for the benefit of those who are visiting Zamboanga for the first time, then I hope not the last time, allow me to tell you a little bit about Zamboanga City, which has many times been the object of negative misperception. It is really misperception because, when the hostage taking happened in Manila, in Luneta, and there were several tourists that were killed right very near Manila Hotel and near the American Embassy. We here in Zamboanga and we in Mindanao, we did not issue a travel advisory and say that Manila is a dangerous place. When the bus bombing happened in Makati, we in Zamboanga did not say, huwag kayong pumunta sa Makati, delikado doon, pinubomba ang mga bus. But when something happens in Mindanao, sometime around Zamboanga, or something in Zamboanga, right away, there is that negative misperception. So, Zamboanga is really located in the southernmost tip of the island of Mindanao. It is the gateway to the Deep Yata. What is Deep Yata? Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, East Asia, growth area. If you look at the map, we are closer to our ASEAN neighbors. Malaysia, Kinabalu, you have Malaysia, you have Indonesia. We are closer to our ASEAN neighbors than we are to Metro Manila. Now, as I said earlier, in terms of population, Zamboanga City is 6. Now, there are 138 cities in the Philippines. And we are very, very high on that list when it comes to population because the only cities that outrank us is Quezon City, Manila, Caloocan, Davao, and Cebu, then comes Zamboanga City. Going back to our population, we have a growth rate from 1995 to 2000 to 2007 between 3.54 to 3.56%. Actually, the Philippine growth rate is about 2.36. This is already gone down to about maybe 2. Zamboanga City has a population growth rate of 3.54, 3.56%. It is not because the Zamboangueños, especially the males, are more macho and more prolific, or the women love to have babies. It is because, but in natural growth rate, we follow the same. But we have a net in-migration factor of 1.24 to 1.26%. Meaning to say, people from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, they come to Zamboanga, they like what they see, and they end up making Zamboanga their home. Now, if we are number 6 in terms of population, in terms of land area, out of the 138 cities, Zamboanga is the 3rd largest city in the Philippines. The only cities that outrank us, outside us, are the city of Davao and the city of Puerto Princesa. We are indeed blessed because we are not only a highly urbanized city, but we have the best of both worlds. We are both urban and rural. In fact, more than 40% of our land area is still considered agriculture, and more than 30% of our land area is forest land. Now, we have a total land area of 1,483 square kilometers. How big is that? Okay. The 16 cities of Metro Manila, or NCR, and the one municipality, to include Quezon City, Manila, Caloocan, Mandaluyong, San Juan, Makati, Pasay, Taguig, Valenzuela, Laguna, Parañaque, you name it. All of these 16 cities in one municipality have a combined area of 640 square kilometers. Meaning, you can place the entire Metro Manila into Zamboanga City and we will have more than our area to spare. In fact, you can be driving from our West Coast boundary. We are like the United States. It is very common when you say, where are you going? West Coast. Where are you going? To our East Coast. This is our West Coast and this is our East Coast. You can be driving from the farthest barangay in our West Coast down to City Hall and up to our East Coast barangays. Last barangay is Licomo. You can be driving for more than 2 hours and you will still be in Zamboanga City. Now, Zamboanga City got its charter you look at the seal of Zamboanga, the seal of Zamboanga tells the story. We have the cross and we have the crescent moon. The cross represents Christianity because Zamboanga City is really the bastion of Christianity in Mindanao. Why do I say that? The first diocese in the island of Mindanao was the Diocese of Zamboanga City. All the other 21 or 22 dioceses and preachers, like the one of Davao, again, the Oro, Jensan, Pagadian, all of them were born out of the diocese in Zamboanga. Our population is about 73% Christian. We have a sizable Muslim population of 47%. That is why we also have the crescent moon. Because here in Zamboanga, the Christians and the Muslims, we live in perfect harmony, we live in peace and unity, understanding and respecting each other's religion. Now, we have 2 days, 1635 and 1937, and we have 2 infrastructures. 1635 is the year when we trace the beginnings of Zamboanga. That is the year when the first cornerstone of Fort Pilar was laid. So, 1635, and this is Fort Pilar. On the other side, we have the infrastructure, 1937. This is City Hall. This City Hall was built in 1905, and the construction finished in 1907. So our City Hall is more than 100 years old. 1937 was the year when the first mayor of Zamboanga was installed into office. Actually, the first mayor was Nicasio Calderosa, who is the grandfather of one of our councilors, Mayra Paz Calderosa Bulcan. Although the first mayor was installed in 1937, the charter of Zamboanga was signed as a city, was signed on October 12, 1936, and this is President Manuel L. Quezon signing. Behind President Quezon is this gentleman here. This gentleman was Pablo Lorenzo. Actually, he eventually became the second mayor of Zamboanga City, and during the time of President Quirino, he was also a Secretary of Education. He was also a Secretary of Education, also a Secretary of Public Works later on. Now, in that picture, there is this school girl. She was 15 years old at that time. She was the daughter of Pablo Lorenzo, who also eventually became Congresswoman Maria Clara Lorenzo Obregat, and eventually became Mayor Maria Clara Obregat of Zamboanga City. And she also happens to be my So, if I have a passion for education, it is, I think, because of the influence that my grandfather, who was the Secretary of Education at one point in time, had on us. I had the opportunity, and I was lucky enough that when I was growing up, I was also staying with my grandparents in Manila. So going back to the seal, we have the fish, because Zamboanga City is very, very rich in natural resources, marine resources, and you have the villa, which is also the symbol of the city. Now, I know that many of you would know Zamboanga as the city of flowers. Ciudad de Flores, you say, Zamboanga, city of flowers. Unfortunately, that city branding of City of Flowers is no longer unique to to the city of Zamboanga. I know those of here from the north. You know that Baguio has its Balabanga festival, and Baguio has so many beautiful flowers. So you say city of flowers. Baguio city can be there, say, Baguio. Going down further south, goes from the Batangas area, you know that Tagaytay City also has a lot of beautiful flower farms and flowers. So Tagaytay City also can say they too are the city of flowers. Here in Mindanao, you have Davao City, which is also famous for its exotic orchids and tropical flowers. So Davao City also can claim to be the city of flowers. What really sets Zamboanga apart from all the 138 cities in the Philippines and all the cities of Asia? It is really because of our history, our culture, and most especially our language. Si conversayo con ustedes, quería kami kakonversa aquí en la ciudad de Zamboanga, quería yo darle en instrucciones na City Hall, quería salir noticia na radyo o na televisión cada aga, o quería kami kampanya tiempo de elección, siguro el de Zamboanga ay puede entender poquito. Pero en de otro lugar, siguro pantang niya lang, ang pinuta po sa tabla, sino sa konversasyon niyo ng verdad. So I said, if I speak to you the way we speak to each other on an everyday basis, the way I give my instructions in City Hall, the way the news comes out on television or radio, the local station, the way we campaign during election time, perhaps only the people of Zamboanga will understand. So I will choose to speak in English, so at least you will understand. So that is also the reason why we now have branded our city as Asia's Laughing City, not only because of the language, but because of our history and also because of our culture. And so, as you go about your conference, I pray that you will actively engage in, aside from contributing to discussions, I hope you will also find time to enjoy the many beautiful things and places that Zamboanga City has to offer. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to some of our historical sites, beaches and parks that include Fort Pilar, which is a stone's throw from this hotel. Beside Fort Pilar, if you go down further, you will see our City Hall. This is our City Hall during the day, but when it comes to Christmas, we light up our City Hall. This is our City Hall in 2009. This is our City Hall in 2010. So you can imagine how our City Hall will look like in 2011. In just a few days, on December 2, we will already light up our City Hall. I don't even know how it will look like, but I'm sure we have a lot of surprises to come. Aside from City Hall, we have Pasunangka Park, we have Limaco Freedom Park, we have Jardín Maria Clara, which is during the day. We already have installed the jumping jets and the jumping fountains. This is the Jardín Maria Clara at night. And we have rehabilitated Plaza Pershing. Actually, we already inaugurated the multi-pattern, multi-color fountain at Plaza Pershing. And later this week, we will already be inaugurating the newly improved Plaza Pershing. And we also would like to invite you to the Salud Mosque, Metropolitan Cathedral, Santa Cruz Island, La Vista del Mar, Zamboanga Golf and Country Club, our boulevard, which also has been expanded and improved. This is the Artilin Boulevard. And as mentioned earlier, I think at one point in your stay, you will be brought to the Paseo del Mar. This is really Paseo del Mar during the daytime. There's not much activity during the daytime, but at night, it is bustling with people. That has become the number one destination not only for tourists, but also for local residents. Then you will also have the chance to go shopping. Right in front of Fort Pilar, you have Plaza del Pilar. This was just built last year, and it is our sort of pasalubong center. So you don't have to go to the barter trade because there are stores there that sell barter goods. You also have stores that sell delicacies from city of Zamboanga. So, before I end, I will ask each and every one of you a favor. As I said, Zamboanga City and perhaps the island of Mindanao has always been a victim of negative misperception. And the only way to correct this misperception, misimpression is for people like you, when you go back to your places of origin, to be our ambassadors of tourism and our ambassadors of goodwill. So, while you are here in Zamboanga, we have a saying, Mi casa es tu casa, and this is the spirit that we have. If I look at the program, I was supposed to give the magnanimous greetings. I hope I was able to do that. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, Mayor, you just gave a magnanimous greeting to all of us. As a matter of fact, through your beautiful glimpses, it is not only our visitors learned so much from you, but we too from Zamboanga City learned so many things about the rich history of our own city. It's all now I realize that I was a stranger in my own city. Thank you, Mayor.